Hey guys, back again for another video on the final whistle. Sorry, this is going to be a couple hours late after the Champions League semi-final between Chelsea and Real Madrid, but I thought it was such a great game that I had to do a match reaction for it because two big powerhouse European clubs, Super League clubs, going at it head-to-head in the semi-final. Such a great game. In Real Madrid, and Chelsea came away with it here, really getting the away goal here. They should have won it. They could have been 3-4 nothing up before Real Madrid scored. A couple chances that Werner could have had. Mason Mount laid a poor ball. Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, and N'Golo Kanté all laid off poor balls to Timo Werner. And Timo Werner didn't really have a chance to shoot at it, but he also didn't make the best runs for those balls either. He could have taken more of an angled approach, and it would have opened his shot up. And instead of having them make a straight ball into him, which is obviously harder for a forward or a striker to hit in today's game or any time. And he had another horror show of a game. Timo Werner once again. Yes, his movement was great. His passing was up to par like usual, but he just can't finish for the life of him. Unfortunately, Timo Werner just can't break his curse. I can't remember how many. I think he scored 6 goals in the Premier League this season. He's had a horror show, and we saw it. I think in the 5th minute, I think he was with his chance, right in the edge of the 6-yard box. I don't know what it was. He wasn't focused. He wasn't confident. Probably a mix of both the two, to be honest with you. And Timo Werner just absolutely missed a sitter. I could have scored it. You could have scored it. My nan could have scored it. Like the chance was absolutely disgusting from what he missed. And yes, Timo Werner's still done great. His movement's great off the ball. But Timo Werner was really brought in to score goals. He was brought in to be the number 9 that Chelsea needed, that Frank Lampard really needed. The guy who was going to finish off the chances that Chelsea always created. Chelsea always created chances, but they needed that number 9 to finish it. And Timo Werner was a really good finisher in the Bundesliga. Chelsea brought him in, and he just hasn't been able to do it here. Even changing the managers couldn't do it. And it's crazy to think you even bring in a home guy like Thomas Tuchel, a German-born coach. He's doing fantastic, and he still can't get the confidence out of Timo Werner, which is crazy to think. But we'll move away from Timo Werner. He had another kind of a poor game up to his standards, but we'll move on to a North American, a guy closer to home for me, Christian Pulisic. I'm not an American myself, I'm Canadian, but Christian Pulisic, I'm not his biggest fan, but he's really getting me on board here with how he's played in the past year or so for Chelsea, and he did it once again here. The goal he scored was fantastic. He took it from a beautiful ball over the top from Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger with a fantastic ball over the top, which Real Madrid really looked open to that, suspect to that early in the game, throughout the whole game really. And Rudiger, with his beautiful passing, just found the ball, and Christian Pulisic made a fantastic run. And then edge of the 6, Courtois steps out, and a little shimmy, a couple step overs from Christian Pulisic. Patient, very patient from Christian Pulisic. Steps over, works it around Thibaut Courtois, and then he just really puts it in with power, and it deflects off Rafael Varane, but it was always going in. Christian Pulisic is always going to finish that. It was beautifully worked by him. I really personally thought he was going to rush it. I thought he was going to rush his chance. I thought he was going to take it quickly, try to fire it in. When Thibaut Courtois came in, I thought he was going to rush the pass or rush the shot. But something I haven't seen from Christian Pulisic myself. I don't watch them religiously, but something I really admired from him today was the patience he showed there against Thibaut Courtois to really work him, and then do his shimmy and get around him, which was fantastic. It was a great goal from them. But I think Thomas Tuchel really got the best of Zinedine Zidane today. The formation Tuchel set up was just something that Zidane couldn't handle. Like the formation that Zidane put out too. He just couldn't cope with what Thomas Tuchel put out. You saw a lot of the commentators, and you'll probably see a lot of the pundits talking about Marcelo. I'm going to do the same here. Zidane got Marcelo all wrong. Chelsea overloaded the midfield with Kanté, Mount, Jorginho, and Pulisic was running around in there too because he doesn't stop running. And Marcelo wanted to play wide left in that wing-back position role, which we're all used to seeing him do. But with Chelsea overloading the midfield and having so many bodies in there, it forced Marcelo to be stuck within 2 minds and wanting to go left side and wanting to tuck in. And this found a lot of space for one of those 4 midfielders from Chelsea, and that most of the first half was N'Golo Kanté, which unfortunately isn't really the guy Chelsea was hoping that got the freedom to run around. He still did pretty well when he had the ball. Like I said, he set up Timo Werner quite poorly. He could have created a couple more chances, But the breaks that Chelsea were finding through this poor system from Zinedine Zidane and Real Madrid was brilliant from Thomas Tuchel. This is what I admire from him. His tactical analysis is just fantastic, and the way he can break down a team, the way he can defensively hold down a team is great. And Marcelo was, like I said, stuck between two minds. Couldn't figure out if he wanted to play left wing, if he had to tuck in. And we obviously know Marcelo isn't the best defensively, but second leg when you bring back Sergio Ramos and Furlan Mendy, it's going to be a completely different leg, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the bridge. I want to quickly talk about two more players here. Karim Benzema, fantastic finish from him. We obviously knew Marcelo was going to shine once in this game. He put a beautiful ball into the back post. I can't remember if it was Casemiro or Rafael Varane who got the final touch, but one of them headed it across to Benzema. And Benzema, unbelievable. He is the second best player in France for me, or the best player in France. You could say Kylian Mbappe is number one. You easily could say that, but Benzema never gets a shout in. He's carried this Real Madrid team for years since Ronaldo's left. He's carried them when Ronaldo was there, and without Karim Benzema, even when he was there, this Real Madrid wouldn't have won 4 Champions League titles in a row. They wouldn't have all the Champions League they did. They wouldn't have the La Liga titles they did. They wouldn't be anywhere close of a shout to winning the La Liga this year. And I think Benzema should be tallied and talked about a lot more. For me, I would have him as my top 3, top 4, top 5 strikers in the world. I would definitely go Lewandowski, Kane, Benzema, something in that order, because Benzema just doesn't get talked about as much as he did. And he showed pure class here. The ball was given to him. It was going behind him. He is falling backwards. He just hits it off the top of his head, and it falls to him beautifully in his chest. And he just works the volley and blasts it home. He's falling down backwards, and he managed to get unbelievable amount of power on it, which I didn't expect he could. And it was a beautiful finish. From there on, I thought they were going to go on, maybe nick 1 or 2, build some confidence, but Chelsea looked like they were always going to win this game, which was surprising for me with them being away. And that away goal from Chelsea was absolutely massive, like I said. And I want to talk about one last player before I wrap up the video here, guys. I want to talk about what Thomas Tuchel's done here. And I always criticize Chelsea in some of their signings, and I think this was the biggest one they made in the summer. People say, oh, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz, and Ben Chilwell and whatnot, or even Edouard Mendy. I think their signing of the season would be Thiago Silva. Chelsea was known for having defensive errors. I mean, you look at Thiago Silva, he comes in and Frank Lampard's hoping you throw him back there and he just fixes your problems and Frank doesn't have to fix it. But Thiago Silva steps in, and for a game like this, you play him in a 3 in the back, which I think Thomas Tuchel did fantastically here, because everyone knows Chelsea supporter or not, Christensen can't play in a back 3 on his own. Rudiger's suspect to quite a bit, Christensen can't play in a back 4, my bad. And then you bring in Thiago Silva, and Thiago Silva is really just your leader, your commander. He's going to marshal that back line around. Yes, he's not the fastest, but if you put him beside Rudiger, Christensen, you still have Ben Chilwell and N'Golo Kanté working his backside off the whole game. You don't have to worry about Thiago Silva running around the whole time. And when you're with a back 3, Thiago Silva can just sit back, command, work his magic. And I think it was a brilliant move to bring in Thiago Silva. It was a very free contract. You can't go wrong with a guy like Thiago Silva for that. 35 years old. Still talking about his contract right now. I think he's going to stay. It would be a smart move for him to stay. And I think Chelsea's going to go on to win the second leg, and personally I feel Chelsea's going to win the Champions League. I'll come out with another video talking about that hopefully in the next couple of days. But yeah, I think Thiago Silva would be their signing of the season for me. Really, Thomas Tuchel steps in. He has his defender from PSG. He has his leader, his commander, a guy he can trust at the back. He slots him right in the middle, and he's safe. He's fine. And yeah, that's my comments for the Champions League match reactions for the semi-final today, the 1-1 draw. But really, I got Chelsea going through. They're going back home to their bridge. Good luck scoring against Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea side at the bridge. You can barely score against Thomas Tuchel's side anywhere when you're at home, let alone going to the bridge of all places. I wouldn't want to go play him at the bridge right now. And I wish Zinedine Zidane the best of luck, but when you bring in Ramos and Mendy, like I said, anything's anything with Real Madrid in the Champions League. Those are my thoughts. I think Chelsea's going through. I think Chelsea's winning it all. And let me know what you guys have to think. Let me know if you guys disagree with me. I'd love to have some interaction. Thanks, guys, and I can't wait to see you for the next video. Peace out, guys.